Okay, so brought the Corrado out for a spin. So first of all, I tried to set up the lights. They're really hard compared to what I'm used to. So normally you see the lights will go across and it'll have a flick up. On the Corrado, there seemed to be like a sad face, like a dome. And so setting up and down is quite easy. There's a big knob, but setting left and right, I adjusted loads and they still didn't move at all. So I assume probably something inside the mechanism, there must be a piece of steel somewhere, like a steel nut that's in plastic or something like that, and it's all after rusting. So yeah, my lights don't move left and right now, they just go up and down, which is grand. That's why I brought it for a spin, just to check, do the lights kind of make any difference? Yeah, I couldn't tell a difference. They're set correctly, but left and right doesn't make any difference. What else? So I own a private road and it's tarmacked, so I decided I'd bring the car for a bit of a spin up and down it. It's about an eighth of a mile, I suppose, like decent laneway, and drove it, pressed my foot really hard on the brakes. The idea is, if something's going to actually break and be broken, do it there where there's no one about. I have loads of room to slow down, rather than on the open road where people will be in my way or I'd have a crash, whatever. So yeah, did it a few times. The car has never really been driven in the last few years, so this is the first time to really open up everything, get it all warmed up, get up temperature. The fan came on, which is great, so that meant it got up temperature. And yeah, thinking it was okay, brilliant. Put my foot on the brake really hard. First time it didn't quite grip, but I was like, okay, that's rust, that's dirt, that's fingerprints, that's everything else from touching the brake discs. Drive a bit more and just keep tapping the brakes every so often, just to warm them up, shine them up, get them going. Did that, decided to do like a power run, and slammed on the brakes and nothing. Like, nothing. So I kind of coasted to a stop, and yeah, it turned out I could feel it. I say like one of the bleed nipples was still open, so I was like, right, I'd done the front brakes, maybe I didn't tighten them up right. So I pulled the handbrake as well, and the handbrake doesn't work. It eventually will slow you down, but nothing at the moment. And the ABS light also turned itself on. So coming back to the garage, the car had been running for about 15-20 minutes now. Opened the garage door, drove it in, and as I was closing the garage door, I noticed a big pool of oil on the ground. So that was the head gasket, not the head gasket, the rocker cover gasket was now leaking. So it, obviously as the metal expanded, that's why it started to leak. And only it was visible when everything warmed up. And the second thing is the brake lines. So got underneath the car, pressed it a few more times. Yeah, the back rear quarter, which is this one over here, yeah, it's leaking. So that's another thing to add to the list of things to fix. And the ABS, not really sure why it came on. I turned the car off and turned it back on again, like every 80s and 90s kid would do. Like, oh yeah, that'll fix it. And no, it's still on. But what I think it is I assume it's probably saying, right, we're low on brake fluid, I'm going to stay on. I'm not going to turn off until I'm refilled with brake fluid. So maybe it's just like, it's just low and it just turns itself on. And what else? Oh, the handbrake. Not sure, I haven't really gone and looked at it. I was more interested in doing the engine leak and the brake line. Well, I think with the handbrake is two things. Either the actual cables in the actual handbrake are jammed, or else the rears are actually, the outside mechanism which actually pulls the brake down to turn on the handbrake, or the e-brake, or emergency brake, I suppose you'd call it. It's either frozen or not working, or fingers crossed, it just needs to be adjusted. So there's two little nuts in the center console. Just basically lift up that, tighten the two nuts down good and tight, like not super tight, but obviously relatively tight. So I assume what you do is you lift up the back wheel. This is from doing the Mark 1 Golf. You lift up the back wheel, you pull the handbrake 2 clicks, so go click, click. Then you spin the wheel. If it spins, keep tightening it till eventually the wheel stops spinning. Then you release it 2 clicks and the wheel should spin. So the idea is then if you pull it up 8 clicks or 10 clicks or whatever amount of clicks are in the handbrake, when it's all the way up, the wheel should be totally on, and when it's all the way down, the handbrake should be totally off, so you don't actually wear through like brakes and pads and all that kind of stuff. It's like your brakes are either totally on or totally off. That's what I'm thinking. Not really sure. So it's tomorrow's job. I'm not doing that tonight. I'm going in. I'm tired, exhausted, and it's been a long day already. So thanks for watching.